Hey, Dr. Karen Can here. Welcome to another edition of the Spiritual Medicine Digest. And I am sitting outside in the sun. Yay, we have sun. Yeah, here in the Adirondacks, it's been rain, 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 rain. And honestly, I have not really even thought about doing weather magic because, well, honestly, I've been so busy, so busy, so busy. So with the Wisdom of the Ancients Telesummit launch and interviewing all these wonderful new folks into the tribe and doing sessions and things like that, and also preparing for the future, including the 2019 Light Warrior Training Camp at the Omega Institute, which is going to be in September. So I've been working on that, working on the website to describe more of what we're going to be doing there. And I really hope once I get it done, you check it out because I'd love to meet you in person. So this week's spiritual news is about all of humanity. That's the, kind of like the all-encompassing term for this week. So I've been guided to do some healings for all of humanity and all sorts of different things. Relationship things, emotional things, energetic things, and you also, as a sensitive soul, might be contributing to that knowingly or unknowingly. So I just wanted to let you know that if something's going on in your life and you're guided to check in and figure out, like, what is this, you could just ask, do your divine muscle testing, connect to source, just ask, is whatever I'm experiencing have to do with what's going on with all of humanity, or what's healing in all of humanity, or what wants to heal in all of humanity, or what's detoxing related to all of humanity. And if so, you can send healing, prayers, love to all of humanity and yourself at the same time. And sometimes that'll be all that's necessary for you to feel or a shift or feel differently. Now, for me, I did discover later on in the week that I was not, I think energetically, that's what it was, energetically individuated from all of humanity, whereas I had been previously. So me having one of my souls as a light being starseed, that is one of the things that happens to light being starseeds, at least in this cycle of ascension, is that sometimes they will just merge, so to speak, with something. Sometimes it's pretty big, like all of the infiniverse or all of the universe, or in this case, all of humanity. And it's usually temporary, but sometimes after it's done being for the highest and greatest good, then sometimes we can individuate ourselves again very, very quickly, just with the Tobacan Healing Directive. So if you happen to notice or test that you're not fully individuated, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, angelic, dimensional, etc., from all of humanity this week, and it is for the highest and greatest good for you now to be individuated, then you can just do a Tobacan Healing Directive to just make that happen much faster, much more efficiently, and then you may feel an internal shift in yourself. Because sometimes it's not so comfortable feeling whatever other people are healing, but some of us do have that responsibility, and that's okay. My symptoms are fairly innocuous these days. Occasionally it'll be like, whoa, but usually it's pretty benign, and it just gives me a hint. And in fact, most of my symptoms ends up being, like this week, ends up being messages, so to speak, from my angels, guides, in the form of electronic disturbance, I guess. Now in the past, and we've done this very successfully, in the past we've been able to detect and clear entity and entity-related interferences from electronics and things like that. But in this case, when the divine path score, in other words, the light score of whatever it is that's happening, including electronics, going kaput or whatever, is high, like for the highest good, 95%, that often means that that's the way in which, at least for me, that my angelic team is communicating with me, because I'm not at that point where I can see 8-foot angels talking to me in English, right? So the electronic stuff is a way in which to get my attention to say, hey, there's some healing to be done, and usually it's not personal to me because of my soul mission. So my soul mission, which, you know, if you have Topican Healing Guide 3 here as part of the Topican Level 1 training, is in that row 2, Soul's Mission. And I have a doing mission in this body in this lifetime right now called transformation. So sometimes I do these little, you know, mini projects, I guess, for the universe, for humanity, whatever it is. And then I just go, okay, that's fine. But sometimes I need to be told, hey, there's a job for you, right? And I'm not getting exactly a telegram. So the best way that the angel team can communicate with me is through electronics. Now, unfortunately, my websites, all of them, related to HostGator, completely went kaput after an upgrade. Now, upgrades can do that sometimes. In this case, it wasn't an energetic upgrade. However, it's not fixing itself as quickly as usual. So I did do a big healing today. Very interesting stuff. Unfortunately, at that level where let's just say that sometimes I do stuff behind the scenes that does have worldwide implications, but probably best left to myself for various different reasons. Anyhow, so please send some love to HostGator and all their people and my administrator, whoever that is, so they can have the wherewithal to fix my websites, because 3 days is pretty long for websites to be down. And not that I necessarily need the website, but it would be nice. But I've done a whole bunch of healings on various different things, and the electronics is how I get the messages. So, you know, if that happens to you, just check in. You know, what's the light score of this funky thing happening? And if it's high, then it might be a message from your angels as opposed to entities or ETs or, you know, some sort of other interference that we're so used to checking for. Yeah? Okay, so some announcements. So this week, next week, Monday on the radio show, I'm going to have the lovely and amazing Isa Herrera with me, the pelvic pain expert. And we're going to be talking about first chakra and first chakra organs. Now, what I love about Isa is that not only is she an expert in her arena, but she is extremely spiritual. And so most of her tribe are sensitive souls, just like our tribe. So we get along just great. So I want you to come on the show live at 12 noon, Blog Talk Radio, and we're going to paste the link below the video once this gets put up on Facebook, etc., and YouTube. And join us. And if you have any issues with, you know, urine leakage, prolapse, vaginal pain, painful sex, no orgasms, like, you know, there's so many different things that can mess us up in the first and second chakras, that sometimes you need really practical things that you can do. Like, there was so much that Isa taught me when I took her program last year that I didn't know, and I was a medical doctor, right? So, I mean, I am a medical doctor, and I did what, grade A's all across the board, but yet I still did not know this information. And a lot of people don't know this information, including most of your doctors, most of your PTs, etc., physical therapists, I mean. So definitely, if you have any of those symptoms or you know anyone with those symptoms, please, please, please send them to the radio show on Monday at noon Eastern, and we will answer your questions live. Yes, live. Now, the other cool event for next week on Thursday night at 8 p.m. is I'm giving a free webinar class on the LifeWave X39 stem cell patches. We're also going to talk a little bit about the other patches as well, how they work. And since our first webinar, a little over a month ago, we've had some great questions that we're going to actually answer on the new webinar. So there's going to be some new material as well. So even if you joined us last time, please join us again. And again, please invite people to the webinar. We'll put the link below the video because this is free. And now, if you happen to be a LifeWave distributor and you're not on my team, just make sure that anybody you invite, just let them know that if they're interested to buy it or purchase it, to make sure they come back to you, so they can, be sponsored under you. But this is a worldwide open webinar that anybody can attend to get more information. I will do my best to field as many questions that people have related to the patches, and I'll let them know my experience. Oh, you can see a patchy here in the background. Yeah, he's waiting like, what am I doing outside? We're not doing anything. We're not walking. We're just sitting here. Okay, anyhow, I want you to have a wonderful week. And if you want to, check out the directives for, individuating, you can just check that out in the last 2 videos that I did last week and the week before. But time's running out, so I got to run. Lots of love to you. Have a wonderful rest of the week. Bye for now.